Hello and welcome to another episode of Friday Fiber Chat. My name's Sarah and this is my crafty YouTube channel where I share all about my projects, what I'm making, and Friday Fiber Chats are quick little bite-sized weekly episodes where I just share something that's been on my mind or something I've been working on related to the fiber arts. So today we're going to tackle my Mending and Alterations pile, which has been slowly accumulating for months. So I thought I would just quickly show you what I'm trying to get done today, and then I'll kind of take you along on the journey with me in like a little bit of a short kind of vlog style. So yeah, that's the plan. So I don't know what order I'll end up doing these things in, but let me show you. So I have 2 pairs of jeans for myself that need hemmed. And what I like to do when I hem jeans is, if I can get to the selvage, maintain, protect the original selvage so that they still have that like worn kind of, like you can see how they're roughed up on the edge. Like I like to protect that look. So instead of just cutting the bottom off and like doing a double turn and stitching it down, I like to cut the hem off and then reattach it so that it still has that like classic jeans look. So I'll just add like 5/8 or 1/2 inch seam allowance here, cut out a chunk here, and then reattach the hem there and press, and they'll look as good as new. So I have 2 pairs of those. I need to do a little bit of sweater surgery. So the only knit I believe that I'm repairing is my Yoon sweater by November Knits. I love this sweater. It's knit in Durham Natura. I believe it's Gilead, the worsted weight. Their color cacao. It's like this beautiful rich brown. I don't wear it that often because of the neckline. So it's knit with a double folded neckline, which I think looks really nice, but in this lighter weight yarn, it doesn't really have the like, the garment doesn't have the weight to keep the neck like where it should be, and it tends to kind of ride up and like it starts to bother me. Like I don't wear it because it's like bumping on the bottom of my chin all the time and then it's uncomfortable. So my plan is to just undo the sewn down collar edge. I hope it's sewn down. I think it is. And then basically rip back and then just bind off again so it's a single layer collar, and I think that'll be much more comfortable to wear. I have this neon pink t-shirt. We are doing a work event that we're making custom t-shirts for, so we all ordered our own t-shirts, and I like my t-shirts pretty oversized, but then they end up being like 100 miles long. So I'm basically just gonna try this on, see where I want to crop it to, and just cut the bottom off with scissors. So that'll be a really quick and easy one. I might tackle that first. Another easy one, I have a pair of Troy's suit pants that just need a button sewn back on. This one is gonna take a little bit longer. This is a pair of navy blue linen, nini culottes, Jesus, that I made. The pattern is by Named Patterns, and I've made a lot of these. I really love them. They're just like a comfortable elastic waist pant, but with washing and wearing, like the elastic I used in these has shrunk over time, and now they're a little bit tighter than I'd like them to be. They're just not quite as comfortable as I would want. So I'm going to unpick all of this lightning bolt stitching on the waistband and remove the elastic and put a new one in and redo the stitching. So this is probably going to be one of the more time-consuming projects just because I need to rip out all the stitching. So I might save that one for last, and if I get to it today, great, and if not, that's okay. I'll get to it later in the week. I should say I'm actually filming this on Saturday, March 8th, but it's going to be coming out the following Friday. So I have a whole day of mending possibilities ahead of me. And then last but not least, I have a big stack of pajama pants from my dad that need to be hemmed. So that is also on the agenda. So a pretty good little variety of tasks to do today, but yeah, let's jump right into it and get started. So I went to sew the button back on Troy's pants and I realized that it is actually broken. As you can see, the middle part is missing. So that one's going in the trash, and we're gonna pick a new one from my button bin. So let's see what we can find. Sorry for the noise there. Let's see, I don't think I have anything blue, but maybe we could use this one. It's a similar size. Yeah, I think that'll probably be the best option. I also have these, which maybe that would be better, a little more subtle. Yeah, I think I'll go with that one. Okay, it's been about 5 hours, but I have finished all of my mending. I'm sorry, I lost steam a little bit recording there at the end because I was just kind of ready to get everything done, but I did finish all the projects. So I started with the button, sewing the button on Troy's pants. Like I showed you, the button was broken, so I did go ahead and pick a new one from my stash and get that sewn on. That was definitely the easiest thing. Then I cropped my pink t-shirt, also super easy. I just tried it on, figured out where I wanted it to sit, and then cut the bottom off accordingly. Then I did the sweater, which is the thing that ended up taking me way longer than I anticipated, changing the neckline on that. I was hoping I would be able to just unstitch it, the double folded collar, and then unravel it, but I forgot that the collar wasn't like picked up and knitted after the body of the sweater. You started with the collar, so I couldn't unravel it because it was knit in the opposite direction. So I ended up having to pick up where I wanted to start knitting again with a spare needle, and I ended up having to basically cut all the extra knitting off, and then it was pretty tedious. I had to like hand pick out every single stitch for like multiple rounds. That ended up taking me a lot longer than I anticipated, but I'm so glad I made that change because it's much more comfortable to wear now, and now I think it'll really be that like comfy cozy staple that I wanted it to be, whereas before I wasn't really wearing it because of the collar. So I'm glad I took the time to do that, but that one did take me a lot longer than planned. Then I hemmed the jeans, which hopefully you saw how nice those hems look when you just kind of cut out the middle section and then sew the hem back on. I like to give myself like 1/8 of an inch or so between the edge of the hem and like where, like I give myself like 5/8 of an inch of seam allowance, but use a 1/2 inch seam allowance just because I don't want to be sewing like right next to that bulky edge of the denim hem, if that makes sense. So you can like see the seam line a little bit above where it is on the edge, but no one is gonna look close enough to notice that. I think it looks really nice. Nicer than just, like I said before, like turning up the bottom edge and stitching it down, which isn't like a natural looking finish for denim. So I'm really pleased with those. Kind of sped through hemming my dad's pajama pants, but I got those done as well, and hopefully they'll be fine. That one was kind of tricky because all of the pants all have a different rise, but I went based off of the inseam. So he had given me a pair to kind of match to, and I just measured the inseam and then made the inseam match on all of them. So hopefully those will work out okay, but I'll have him try them on and make sure, and I can make any other alterations as needed. And then last was definitely the most tedious thing. That was ripping out all of the stitching from those navy linen pants. That took me about an hour. Which it's funny because ripping out the old stitching takes forever, but then putting in the new elastic and restitching it takes like 5 minutes. So I did it. I got all the mending done. It feels really good. That pile has been like accumulating here in my craft room for, like I said, like probably 6 months. It's been a while. I do have a tendency to kind of like let the mending and alterations pile up and then tackle it all in one day like this. I just find I'm more motivated. Like once I have the energy to do it, I just want to like get it all done at once. So yeah, happy to have that done. I hope it was somewhat interesting for you to watch along. I'd be really curious to hear about any mending or alterations projects you've been doing lately. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next Friday Fiber Chat. Until then, have a good week and lots of crafting. Bye.